Welcome to the deep dive for the Modern Minted series of the Royal Krakow Mint, the Precious Metals Show. Today we're looking at flipping coins and asking, is there a secondary market game here?
Right. And whether you, the listener, should actually be playing it.
Exactly. Okay, let's unpack this. Our mission today is to dig into the forum discussions and auction house data to really understand the whole spectrum of collecting, from pure passion to pure profit, without getting bogged down in, heavy financial jargon.
Keep it accessible, yeah. And to do that, we really have to start by looking at the two massive extremes.
The polar opposites.
Yeah. So on one far end, you have what we call the purist. This is a collector who never sells. Ever.
Wow, not a single coin.
Not one. And what's fascinating here is that this absolute refusal to sell actually forces an intense level of intentionality.
Because you're stuck with it forever.
Right. Your collection only grows.
Mm-hmm.
It never contracts, so every single purchase has to be perfect.
Yeah.
You're curating entirely for legacy. Right. Not for liquidity.
It's honestly like getting a permanent tattoo.
Oh, that is a perfect way to put it, actually.
Yeah, once it's in the collection, it's part of your identity. But then, on the exact opposite extreme, you've got the active trader.
Oh, yeah. The hustle.
Right, and this isn't just, casual selling on the side.
Yeah.
It's practically retail arbitrage. They're just treating coins like clothes they're trying on.
Yeah, they act more like a micro-distributor. They buy a coin exactly at mint release, hold it for maybe 6 to 12 months, and then sell it at a premium.
To the latecomers who missed the initial drop.
Exactly. It's a very high-churn game. They treat these coins as short-term financial assets rather than historical artifacts.
But if the permanent tattoo approach feels way too rigid, and playing that whole retail arbitrage game requires just too much daily hustle, there has to be a practical middle ground for you as a modern collector.
Well, yeah, there is. And that brings us to the strategic seller.
Okay, so what does that look like?
This person treats their collection like a carefully managed portfolio. They aren't flipping just to make a quick buck. They're selling specifically to upgrade.
Oh, interesting. Give me an example of that.
Sure. So they might sell off a standard, brilliant, uncirculated coin, a BU, to fund the purchase of that exact same coin in a proof finish.
And just to clarify the mechanics there for everyone, the upgrade to proof means you're getting a coin where the mint used specially polished dies, right? And struck the metal multiple times.
Spot on. It creates that flawless, mirror-like background. It's a massive jump in both visual quality and rarity.
Okay, the portfolio logic totally makes sense. But I'll admit, what if you're like me and you just don't want to part with anything? I want the BU and the mirror finish proof.
Well, then you lean a bit more toward being what the community calls a selective hoarder.
A hoarder? That sounds intense.
It's strategic, though. This is where you buy duplicates. You buy 2 of a highly anticipated release, keep one for the permanent collection, and flip the other.
Basically aiming for free collecting. But let's look at why that actually works. It relies entirely on mints enforcing strict production limits, creating
Unfiddle scarcity.
Yeah, exactly. So when a highly anticipated release drops, the FOMO drives a massive secondary market premium for the first few months. You capture that premium with the duplicate to essentially subsidize the one you keep.
You hit the nail on the head with artificial scarcity, but you do have to be really careful there.
Why is that?
Because that duplicate strategy only works if there's actual market liquidity. You need limited mintages and coins with a proven track record of demand.
Right, you can't just buy 2 of any random release and expect the math to magically cover your costs.
No, definitely not. You'd be left with 2 coins and a later wallet.
And relying on those FOMO-driven price spikes means you are entirely at the mercy of that liquidity. You have to know where to find the buyers when you're ready to offload.
Exactly, which brings up the arenas for this game. Where are people actually doing this?
Yeah, where do you go?
There's a clear split between digital and physical venues. Online, eBay is the massive engine for volume.
Sure, everyone knows eBay.
Right. But you also have specialized auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, and they are the ones moving the serious high-end inventory.
Obviously, the digital side is super efficient. And physical coin shows have historically been great for seeing an asset up close before dropping thousands of dollars.
True.
But honestly, in a world with high-res 3D scans and digital authentication, is traveling to a physical show really still worth it for you?
It actually is, but it's becoming way less about the visual inspection now and almost entirely about the networking.
Wait, really? Networking at a coin show.
Oh, yeah. Physical shows offer trust and access. You're building face-to-face relationships with dealers.
Ah, so you get the inside track.
Exactly. That direct connection means you get first-look access to prime inventory before it ever goes in front of a camera or hits a website.
So what does this all mean for you listening? The secondary market game absolutely exists, and the infrastructure to play it's just massive.
It is. But whether you actually pull up a chair to play depends entirely on why you collect in the first place.
Right. There is no wrong answer here. You can deeply appreciate the history and the artistry of a coin while still acknowledging its financial reality to build the collection you want.
Yeah, utilize that reality. You can admire the museum piece, but also respect the hustle of the gallery owner, right?
Exactly. But before we leave you today, consider this one thought.
Lay it on them.
If a purist's passion-curated, never-sold collection ultimately becomes wildly more valuable decades later than an active trader's hyper-managed, constantly flipped portfolio,
Which does happen.
does the market actually end up rewarding pure historical passion over calculated financial strategy?
Oh, wow. Does the permanent tattoo eventually outvalue the retail arbitrage?
Think about that the next time you're eyeing a new addition to your collection.